Hey guys, it's Vortex57 here. Just got over to Zur today, and we'll take a look at what he has. I've already looked at it a little bit. Hopefully I can give you a really good review of it, kind of in-depth and a little bit more detailed than your average Zur review. So for starters, he's on the, what is this, the Tower North. Tower North, okay, and he's just in the overlook here by the speaker. So there you go, now you know where he is. Don't go looking around in the reef, you'll be disappointed. So to start out, we have Legacy Engrams. So these will give you, and it's a heavy weapon. This will give you year 1 heavy weapon exotics. So not year 2 or year 3, year 1, they're capped at 170 light level. So this isn't a weapon that you're going to use a whole lot, but if you don't have, say, Super Good Advice or Thunderlord, you can get it via these Legacy Engrams, and it will unlock the year 2 version in your kiosk. And all you have to do then is just pay 125 legendary marks to unlock the year 2 version. So if you don't have an exotic, it's not a bad way to fill in your exotic kiosks. So I'd recommend it if you don't have something. Otherwise, don't even worry about this guy. So for our Titan armor this week, we have the Insurmountable Skullfort. So exotic perk is kills with Storm Fist, immediately trigger health regeneration, respawn with full melee energy, gain a second melee charge. So this is obviously tilted towards the striker build because it has the kills with Storm Fist immediately trigger health regeneration, which is nice. However, you don't have to use it with striker. You can use it with defender or sunbreaker if you want. It's really good for melting point. And obviously, defender has the gauntlets, which I can't, no backup plans, which help your melee there, but this can still be used for that. It gives you, again, the full melee energy on respawn and a second melee charge, which can be good, depending on what you're going for. Definitely for strikers. Again, really good for melting point, if you're using melting point for DPS on a boss, which it is effective for. It's not as effective as a tether, but if you don't have any hunters, this can be a good backup plan, strangely enough. All right, we also have Infusion, of course, and we have Twist of Fate. So if you don't like the stats on these exotic armor pieces as I'm going through them, you can use the glass needles, which I'll review a little bit more at the end here, but just keep that in mind as I'm going over the stats, because not a lot of the stats are that good, but you can still pick it up if you don't have it and re-roll these stats. So for those stats, we have Intellect Strength for this helmet, 38, 39, so that's not a very good roll. Helmets can max out at 46 a piece. Now this will go up a little bit when you infuse it, but not a whole lot. It might be 39, 40 is my guess when it's infused. You can use an infusion calculator to help you out with that. But either way, it's still not going to be a great roll. So you'll probably want to try and re-roll this, but if you don't have it, go ahead and pick it up. So for our other perks, we have Hands-On, gain bonus super energy from melee kills on minions of the darkness. This doesn't work in PvP, it's only for PvE. It's an okay perk overall. However, because you're doing a lot of melee damage with this weapon, or not this weapon, excuse me, this armor piece, this is a very good synergistic perk, and I think it's a good choice for this particular case because it already assumes that you're doing a lot of melee damage. Second Thoughts, gain bonus super energy from special weapon kills on minions of the darkness. So this is pretty straightforward. Shotguns, fusion rifles, sniper rifles, those give you bonus super energy compared to primaries or heavy weapons. So it can be useful, you just gotta plan ahead. This will also synergize well with this armor piece because you're probably going to be building a close range build unless you're just going for boss DPS. Gain bonus melee energy on orb pickups. So again, not necessarily the best perk overall in my opinion. However, when taken into context the armor piece it's on, I think it's actually pretty good. This is doubling down all the melee perks. So you're really going hardcore for melee here, I think. For hunters, we have the Shinobu's Vow. So their exotic perk is New Tricks, improves skip grenade, and you can gain an additional skip grenade charge, and you actually gain an additional skip grenade charge. So this doesn't add anything to your skip grenades themselves, because skip grenades have like several pieces to them that follow a route. So it used to add an additional seeker to the skip grenade, but they removed that. So this seeks more aggressively now, so it locks on and follows for further, and you're going to have 2 grenade charges if you use this weapon. So a pretty good armor piece overall. So I'd recommend it. Twist Fate, right? So this is your reroll here if you use glass needles. Intellect Discipline. So Discipline is definitely a must, and it's probably locked in for this armor piece. especially because you want to have your grenades up as much as possible. So 35-35 is about, it's close to a minimum roll as far as stats are concerned. Gauntlets can max out at 41-41. Again, when you infuse it, it may be 36-36. We'll see. But either way, it's going to be a pretty low roll, so you'll want to use that Twist Fate on this guy, I'd say, to get some better perks, or better stats. We have Fastball, increases grenade throw distance, and then Momentum Transfer, gain bonus melee energy on grenade hits. So these are good because they're procced on, or procced for or on grenades. Again, you're doubling down on grenades with this armor piece, so that's a really, really good set of perks to have on it. Auto Rifle Loader, obviously this is going to be completely up to you. Auto Rifle Loader is a good perk if you use auto rifles. It's not if you don't. But you can re-roll that using the Twist of Fate to get Scout Rifle, Hand Cannon, or what have you. The Machine Gun Loader, again, same thing as the auto rifle, can be good or not. Maybe you want Rocket Launcher, maybe you want Sniper. I don't know. So for Warlocks, we have the Nothing Manacles. Enables tracking for scatter grenades, and it allows you to hold an extra scatter grenade charge. So it'll give you an extra grenade if you're using scatter grenades, otherwise it won't. So this is a really good armor piece if you have a Warlock and you really like Voidwalker. The scatter grenades are decent by themselves on mobs, but as soon as you give them tracking, they're almost like mini Gjallarhorn seekers, mini Wolfpack round grenades. They seek very aggressively, very good in PvE and very good in PvP as well, especially if you're using them on Mayhem or something like that. It's grenades for days, and you'll get tons of kills on them. It's a lot of fun. And of course, Twist Fate for stats and infusion, intellect discipline on this particular armor piece. This can also roll discipline strength at least 37-39. Again, arms max out around 41-41. And when you infuse it, this might be like 38-40. So that's not bad. It could be a little bit better. So if you're really trying to get that tier 12 or min-max your gear, I'd probably re-roll it. But if you're not, then this is a pretty good starting point for your stats. It's really not bad. So I'd pick them up if you don't have these, or even if you have a worse roll on them. We have energy projection, increases grenade throw distance, and impact induction, bonus grenade energy on melee hits. So this is pretty good. Just important to note that this perk procs on melee hits, not grenade hits. So you get more grenade energy, which is good, because again, you're doubling down on grenades with this particular armor piece. However, it's not going to be procced on your grenades, which is what you're using the most. So I would probably go for the other one, which gives you bonus melee energy on grenade hits, because you're going to have a lot of grenade hits on this guy. And of course, auto rifle, fusion rifle, just like we talked about before. And for our weapon this week, we have the SUROS Regime. SUROS Regime is a very good auto rifle, in my opinion, especially these days in the Crucible. Let's go over its perks. So we have kinetic damage, infusion, field choke, more range and impact, increased recoil, linear compensator, more predictable recoil, slight boost to range and impact, more recoil, and smart drift control, which is what I usually use, which is predictable recoil and it's more controllable, and a penalty to range. I wouldn't worry too much about the range though, because you're going to get range boosts from other perks. Spinning up, the longer this weapon is fired, the faster it fires. So what happens with spinning up is it kicks in about halfway through the mag. She'll be firing at a normal rate and then spinning up, hits in around halfway through, and then it starts to ramp up its speed. Focus fire, when zoomed, this weapon fires slower but causes additional damage. SUROS Legacy, the bottom half of each magazine deals bonus damage and has a chance to return health on a kill. Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy. And lightweight, when held, this weapon grants +2 character agility. And of course, our two ornaments here. There's Red Memorial and Basilisk's Glory, which looks freaking awesome. Really love that. So SUROS, again, is an auto rifle, but it's the lowest rate of fire, highest impact archetype, has 33 in the mag, which is very, very good for an auto rifle. Just keep that in mind. So spinning up, it has its perk that we talked about, but also increases your stability, which makes sense. If you're going to have a fire rate that's going to be really, really fast, you want some more stability on it. And focus fire, which really increases the range. Now, with auto rifles, range is not the greatest, and that's as it should be. They're a close range weapon. But when you have focus fire, you're going to fire even slower. So you're getting closer to the range or the fire rate and damage of a very fast firing scout rifle. So you're kind of bridging you're really bridging that gap between the auto rifles and the scout rifles in terms of how they use. So if you have like a SUROS DIS, I believe it's 47. because the fastest firing rate scout rifle, if you have full auto on that, then it's going to feel very similar to SUROS with focus fire on it. This does increase the damage as well. So you are shooting less, but you have more damage. This is nicer if you want more controllable recoil and a more controllable weapon. This is what I usually run, and it works out very well in PvP and in PvE. It's not as good in PvE. I'd probably run spinning up more in PvE, but it's your choice, right? So either way, the gun's going to feel good. It's going to be enjoyable. And of course, SUROS Legacy, it's like glass half full, but it also has a chance to return health on a kill. So, this is more of a PvP focus perk. Again, it's good in PvE, but it's definitely more PvP. I can't remember what the proc rate is. It's not 100%. Obviously, it's a chance. I want to say it's like maybe a 33% chance or something like that it procs. So just keep that in mind. Again, very, very good in PvP. That'll get you out of some binds. Hammer Forge. So this combined with the range of focus fire is definitely the highest range you can get on an auto rifle. So if you're looking for an auto rifle that's stable and has good range, this is your gun. And lightweight, which is okay, right? It's not going to hurt you at all, but I definitely choose Hammer Forge in this case over lightweight. And then for our weapon bundles, we have Dragon's Breath with the Tiger Shark ornament. So it's 30 strange coins and 25 silver dust. It's important to note that at least with this ornament, you can't get it in the kiosk yet, I believe. So if you're looking for this particular ornament, this might be your only way to get it. If you don't have Dragon's Breath, if it pops up here for the daily sold weapon, it's going to be a lot less strange coins than the 30 strange coins. So keep that in mind. It can be worth it if this is what you're looking for, but it's more expensive for a weapon and strange coins. And the silver dust for the Tiger Shark ornament, I believe this is the only way to get it. So Supercell, again, if it comes up, it'll be 23 strange coins. So keep that in mind. If you're really trying to save some strange coins, I'd probably hold off on this. If you're not, and you don't have Zalo Supercell, you can pick it up. And also 25 silver dust for the ornament. Now, this ornament you can get in the kiosk. So if you already have Zalo Supercell, then don't get this. Just go pick up the ornament in the kiosk. And so for our curios, we have Plasma Drive and Emerald Coil. So if you didn't know, these are used to modify the blue sparrows sold by the Vanguard and the Crucible. You pick one of those up, and then you pick one of these guys up, and you can modify basically the color of the contrail or whatever you want to call it, the boost that's coming out of your sparrow. It's pretty cool. And these all count towards the sparrows in your sparrow kiosk. So if you're trying to unlock your collections page, this can be a good way to fill it in, especially if you have strange coins and legendary marks to burn at the vendors. We have heavy ammo synthesis. 1 strange coin for 3 or 3 strange coins for 10. This 10 is a slightly better deal here. So if you're looking to buy in bulk, definitely get the 10. If you just need a couple, if you need anything less than, if you just need 1 or 2 strange coins worth, then just get this. Otherwise, always get the 10. There's not much reason to pick up this one. 3 of coins. So 7 strange coins will net you 5 3 of coins. So if you didn't know, these get you exotic engrams, or give you a chance to get exotic engrams on an ultra kill. So if you don't know what an ultra is, it's any enemy, usually a boss, that has a skull next to their name. And if you kill them while one of these 3 of coins is active, then you have a chance of getting an exotic engram. And it does stack, but it's very, very diminished. So it's really recommended you just use 1 strange coin at a time. Or sorry, 1 3 of coins at a time. But that's a way to get yourself exotics. The glass needles. This is what I was talking about before with the armor rerolls on these guys. These glass needles are required for that. So they cost you 3 strange coins, 3 motes, and an exotic shard. Exotic shards are got either from Xur or from breaking down exotic gear. And motes of light from leveling up your guy past 40, or from rank up packages, and of course strange coins from rank up packages or blue engrams or activity rewards. And we have 2 motes of light for, a mote of light for 2 strange coins. So if you're really low on motes and you have a ton of strange coins, this is a good way to get it. And 7 strange coins for an exotic shard. So I'd recommend, if you really need exotic shards, go to the kiosk, grab yourself a super good advice, level it up with about, I believe it's 8 motes, and then break it down. You'll get 2 exotic shards every time you do that. It costs an exotic shard and 25 glimmer to get one out of your kiosk, and it could be any weapon, but LMGs are your best choice. So that's the best way to get exotic shards, but this is a way if you're in a bind, right? If you don't have enough glimmer or you don't have any other exotic shards, this can help kick you off.